Good morning and Merry Christmas, my friends out there in YouTube land. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster, or Santa Prog if you prefer. This is a show that's dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. Sorry, I had a little bit of a delay. Maybe I'm getting Bidenomics here. I don't know. Anyways, we're here to do day number 25 of my 31 favorite rock albums that were released in the month of December. Yes, all albums throughout history of rock from, I think it goes back to like 63. That's when I found my earliest one, all the way up to 2024. All these albums that were released in the month of December. So I picked out my 31 favorite. I put them in an order. Up until this point, most of them could have been shuffled around quite a bit. Now it's getting a little bit, the albums are getting a little bit bigger and a little bit better for me. And so it's a little bit more cemented in there. The album that I'm doing today is going to be Griffin's album, Red Queen to Griffin 3. This is an album that was introduced to me by Ben. This whole band actually was introduced to me by Ben. And I like this album a lot. I've been looking for it. It's an album I look for regularly when I'm out there. There's probably about 10 albums I'm looking for all the time. This is in that list of 10. It deserves to be on this list. I wished I had the prop for it, but I don't. But it's an excellent album, very proggy, but also having a little bit of that medieval sound. So the way Griffin works, from the way I've listened to it, is it started out very medieval-ish sounding. Almost the first album, I wouldn't even say is a rock album really. It's just very medieval sounding, and then they progressively got more progressive as they went along. This album, very progressive, lots of good stuff going on here, lots of different types of instruments too, not just your standard rock instruments, guitar, bass, drums and keyboards and that kind of stuff. You got a lot of Winwood instruments and some piano here and some brass stuff going on. Yeah, so very, very complex, very good. I liken these guys to maybe some of the earlier Jethro Tull stuff. At least this album kind of reminds me of that. The earlier stuff doesn't sound like anything, but yeah, this album very much like that. I think this is a band that deserves to be mentioned here too. I'm actually glad that this album was an album that they released in December, because I wanted to do more talking about them, but it's tough to find a venue for them, especially if you don't have any props. But this is a great album. I'm almost certain that I will put it towards the top of my waiters to get into my playlist when it comes. I just like it so much already without even owning it. Sometimes I will listen to it on the internet, which is something I almost never do, but I like, because I don't own it, that's the only way I can do it. I guess I could put it on Spotify or something, but I don't really do that kind of thing. So lots of good stuff on this album. I think there's only 4 tracks if I'm correct, if I remember correctly. All of them very progressive. Lots of rocky sound here as well. But like I said, very intricate instrumentation. You know, I wouldn't say that it's out of league with Gentle Giant. They're not really similar. Like the sounds aren't really similar, but there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on, like a lot of different stuff. So, yeah, really enjoyable album. Highly recommend it. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, you should go out and maybe give it a listen to. I think you'll find it very pleasing. For me, I liked it so much, I started going backwards and forwards and listening to everything they had. So for today, this is album number 7 of my 31 favorite rock albums that were released in the month of December. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons and the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. And if you want to comment about Griffin or the album or anything I've said today, you feel free to do so. And we will be back tomorrow with yet another episode of this series that we're running for the month of December. So take care and have yourself a good day. Goodbye.